I think that the TIA Policy Forum it's my first time going, and I wish I'd been going for the last 15 years. I mean, because it really gives a chance for congressmen, their staffers, delegation to hear from the constituents that vote for them what our needs are and gets them to understand what's really going on. And I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, that if you went to talk to a senator or a representative or a legislative liaison or assistant, they didn't know what a broker was. But we have made a lot of noise. And I think that the other thing is social media has helped that too, because those people are on Twitter. Those congressmen and folks are on Twitter. We've seen Sean Duffy's on Twitter. Obviously, a lot of things have happened. We're seeing that, getting in front of these senators and congressmen, the delegation, even their staffers, when the senators may be out voting or something, we got separated into our own states, right? So my main house is in Tennessee. So I got to meet with the Tennessee delegation, met with also the house from Kentucky. But we got to go and talk to them about what happens in our state, how it affects us personally. And the one thing that I think was really prevalent throughout the whole couple of days we were in Washington, D.C., is that I think everybody agrees we don't need more regulations. Drivers go through enough already. Brokers go through enough already. We don't need new regulations, but we do need to enforce the regulations that are on the books. 21's been signed since 2012. We still aren't training brokers before they get their authority. That was a clear law, right? We still aren't doing things like imminent hazard out of service orders when people are just so bad they shouldn't be on the highways, right? Okay. And, in 2000, the time frame for 5-year period from 2010 to 2015, the agency issued over 120 imminent danger out of service orders. In the last 5 years, that was a 5-year period. In the last 10 years, they've issued 30. The number of accidents have not gone down.
No, it's gone up.
So, right. So those are things we want to talk to them about. The good news is that they're listening. Finally, I think that the Congress folks are listening. I think that they see that there's problems. They see that fraud contributes directly to safety on the highways.
Good.
If you look at 70% of the accidents that are fatalities are connected to a fraudulent person. And same goes with cargo theft. There's obviously strategic cargo theft and there's straight cargo theft. Straight cargo theft is I'm going to go into the truck stop, cut the lock, and take all the stuff and load my pickup and leave. Then a strategic, which starts with fraud, corruption starting to the cause that happens. One thing I thought was kind of cool out of the Tennessee delegation, staffer for Michelle, the senator from Tennessee, her legislative staffer has a bunch of friends that work at Steam Logistics, some friends that work at Covenant. So when they go out and talk in Tennessee, and what do kids that are 25, 30 years old talk about when they go to the bar? Freight, right? He's in with all of his friends. And so he's able to take that information back to his boss, the senator, and say, this is how it's affecting my friends. And they're in this business. And she listens. She's supported some of that legislation. When I told him that I thought that one way to stop fraud is by requiring a transportation workers identification credential for anybody that's got 5% or more equity ownership in a company, he just wrote that down and said, give me your card because she's going to love that. Right. Yeah. So hopefully we can get that thing going because that'll stop a lot of fraud. I think that a TWIC card, it really would do a lot of good because a person has to be there in person. They have to put their fingerprints down. They have to do facial recognition. They have to do a Homeland Security background check. We aren't going to get people coming in to submit to that and own 15 MC numbers because one TWIC card, one MC number, unless there's a waiver for it. So I was very encouraged. I think that the other thing, and I'm going to just keep being long-winded because I like talking about it and passing. I think that the TIA did such a great job that they got us in there. It was 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock, 7 in the morning till 9 o'clock. And it was like, go after. We got talks from Senator Fisher, who's the sponsor of HR 8. She's the sponsor writer of the Senate side of HR 880, which is 337, the security and giving the folks back, the MCSA back authority to impose civil penalties. I'm sorry?
Is it the Corco one or the other one?
That's a separate one. This is the Household Goods Security and Fraud Act. Orca's more about the insurance or the cargo theft side of it. Both are very important initiatives, and we have a lot of support. One of the House Representatives members from Tennessee is actually one of the signers of the sponsors of that bill, and they're all behind it. And it's bipartisan. So the Democrats and Republicans both agree that there's a problem. Right. And so they're trying to fast track that through. I think that I'll go back really quickly to TIA, how they made it so that we had enough time to be with the senator or the congressman or their liaison, and we had enough time to get to the next one and talk to them. So they set up the schedule just perfectly so we could just talk to as many people as we could. And we get delegations from every state pretty much coming in there talking to all of their folks at the same time. Of course, those Congress folks, lawmakers are going to get together and talk and say, what'd you go through today? And it's really going to come out. I couldn't say enough about how that whole thing worked. It was just incredible. I think it was great.
Well, I think that's our voices